Hey, ladies and gents, it's your also Random Planet. We are back here with another, not game, not fun game, not scary game, not three scary games, not any of those senses. Today is going to be our conversation of my life with MS, and I haven't done one of these in a long time. But I will say, and here's the thing: is I know there's some people that aren't going to like these. I know there's some people that are going to do this. They're like, oh, you should put it on a different channel, whatever. The fact is, as much as making those videos and doing those games and those let's plays and everything else, this is a big part of my life because I have multiple sclerosis. I am a content creator with multiple sclerosis. It is a big part of my life. It's going to affect everything. It's going to do everything that we need to do. So this is going to be a part of me uploading every single day for a year. It's going to be the same thing. And now, honestly, when it comes down to it, there's been some good news, but there's been some not so good news, and we will get into that when we get back from from the intro here. All right, and we are back. And first course of news here. Not the greatest part of news, honestly. Walk MS was supposed to occur this Saturday, April 30th, and we had raised like $130 for this. So get a nice little t-shirt and bandana and stuff like that. And I was going to get out there with friends and family on my daughter and stuff like that. We were going to go on a 3-mile walk to be able to raise funds for the fight against multiple sclerosis. And we got this email today. Because I reached out to my contact with the National Multiple Sclerosis Society because we noticed that the weather was going to be particularly, very bad this weekend. So the walk was supposed to happen. We're supposed to meet up at 8:30 in the morning. The walk was going to start at like 9:30, and then it was going to go over how long it was going to be. This whole Saturday morning is going to be like massive, and I mean massive thunderstorms and raining all day long. So as you can see, it says, "Good afternoon, Andrew. After meeting with the event production team, I want to let you know that we are going to be changing the plans a bit from an outdoor location on Saturday to the Rochester Recreational Center, which is it's a building quite a bit up the road. Unfortunately, it's gonna be very hard for me to get there because if the weather is to be that bad, the busing system really is not going to work, and then trying to take my crutch out in the rain is just not a good idea in the first place. That's how you slip and fall. It'll be located near the concession stand. Please let me know if you have any questions or concerns. Tomorrow there'll be a marketing team. We'll send a message very similar to this one, but want to let you know. The funny thing is that actually the email was sent out prior to this email. Due to the impact of current weather system and concerns for the safety of our participants, staff, and volunteers, we made the difficult decision to transition Walk MS Rochester, scheduled from this Saturday, April 30th, to a donation drop-off only event at the new location at Rochester Recreational Center at Rochester. We will not be meeting the events, or we will not be meeting at the event's original location at Soldiers Memorial Field, and there will be no formal Walk MS route, which sucks. Please enter the Rochester Recreational Center at main entrance. Society staff will be there from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Station at tables. Check the website information. Basically, just not good news. Not good news overall. Just plain because of the fact that I've been looking forward to this since it was announced that I was going to be back because we missed it last year because of the pandemic. So it was quite a disappointment, let's say. What I'm going to do is we will bump this up a little bit here so we can see this. All right, and this is the email that came through Walk MS. Walk MS Rochester, Minnesota canceled. Due to the predicted inclement weather, Walk MS organizers have made the difficult decision to cancel Walk MS Rochester, Minnesota. It's scheduled for Saturday, April 30th. Safety is our top priority, and we want to ensure everyone connected to Walk MS has a positive experience. On Saturday, society staff will be at the Rochester Recreational Center. And pick up your event shirt if you raised $100. Living with MS bandanas will also be available. If you prefer, you can also mail your donations to blank. Weather's impacted our plans will not hinder our commitment to M&MS. Which is great news. It's great news because the event still raised hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars last year, even though it was completely virtual last year. But I just want to say I was so looking forward to getting out there with friends and family and meeting other people in the community that also have this disease because, you know, I mean, it's so it was rough in that sense. It really was. Yeah, so needless to say, that alone was kind of a rough decision, in the first place. I mean, it's something that I know that needed to be done, but it doesn't make it any more or any less disappointing, is what I should say. Um, and it's unfortunate. As I said, it's something that I was looking forward to for a long time. It really was. Getting out there with my daughter, getting out there with my daughter's brothers, my daughter's mother, and a couple of other friends, and then once again being able to meet all these other people within the community would have been awesome because unfortunately a large part of the MS community that I know, because I was diagnosed with this disease in 2019, a lot of them are online, which is perfectly fine. It's amazing. You guys have been absolutely great to me, but at the same time, having those people in front of you as well, and then having those people in a support group in real life, or I should say, I don't like using the term in real life for people who are online or are not online, because guess what? Over these last couple of years, everyone became in real life, whether you were connected physically face to face or over a screen. But at the same time, it would have been nice to be able to have those people closer, is what I should say. Um, in other news, so all those doctor's appointments that I had, all those physical therapy appointments that I had, they all got canceled because the last 3 weeks of my life, I had been dealing with what I have fondly termed as an MS cold. And people go, MS cold. Well, it's honestly, on I have MS. I'm on Ocrevus, and the way that Ocrevus works is because MS is your immune system attacking your own nerve lining, the myelin, which is the white matter, what your white matter of your brain's made up of. It's the stuff that protects your spinal cord and all your nerves throughout your body. And because the immune system attacks that, the only way to really slow the disease down is to slow your immune system down. My the form of MS that was hitting me was so virulent, and it was so aggressive that they had to go with the most aggressive form of treatment, which is the Ocrevus. It's I got two infusions, one and then one 2 weeks later, and then I have to do it every 6 months. But what it basically does is it doesn't necessarily wipe out your immune system, but it drastically weakens it. And I was already getting, when I was getting sick with a cold or something like that, it was already lasting me longer than normal. Now, a common cold literally hits me for 2 to 3 weeks, and I feel like turd during the whole process. I'm actually like going through the final stages of it now, and honestly, I just my fatigue is upped, my everything is upped. It's just crazy how much I feel like everything has kind of wiped me out. It's a different process. I'm definitely, while I am looking forward to staying on the courses of Ocrevus to be able to make sure that the progression is slowed down, because I haven't had a flare up in a long time, which is good. And I can directly thank that medication for that. At least we haven't detected a flare up. I haven't lost anything, even temporarily. It's the things that I already had lost are just maintained loss. I haven't felt any deepening of loss or anything like that. While I'm looking forward to those things, I'm not looking forward to the 6 to 7 hours that I have to sit at the hospital while I'm getting this infusion. And really, really not looking forward to basically avoiding everyone for 2 to 3 weeks afterwards because I really, really want to let my immune system at least get a little bit going before potential sicknesses are put into the factor there. Um, in other news, I really don't know if I should talk about this, but I don't think they would bug them too much as long as I don't really include too much information. But my my daughter Amanda, her brothers, and her mother all tested positive for COVID last week, or like 2 weeks ago now. They were not around me, so I did not have to worry about that. I did take a COVID test because Amanda was with me about 2 weeks prior to that, and I came up negative. I still have not gotten that, and I'm actually boosted and going to be going in for a not a double booster. It's going to be the monoclonal antibodies is what they want me to go in for. So I'm going to do that now that I'm actually feeling a little bit better and getting back to regular appointments and stuff like that. So there's no worry in that sense. They have recovered. They are doing well. Everything is fine. It did actually hit them relatively hard. It was no worse than a pretty bad flu for Amanda's mother and everything else, but Amanda's mother is still suffering from cough and stuff like that afterwards. So it's one of those things where like it kind of hits everyone. It kind of hits everyone. And while they tested positive, I could just clearly say that they are doing well now. My daughter is doing well. Her brothers are doing well, and Amanda's mother is doing fantastic. So that's good to hear. Now I will be getting back to appointments here pretty soon. I just need to get rid of this last little snipple that is definitely like permeating my system because I know if I go in, especially the Mayo Clinic, it'd be like they're going to give me the screening thing. I'm going to tell them, oh, I'm not feeling the greatest, but I COVID tested, no positives. At home tested, no positives, and then but I'm still looking stiffly. I'm still looking stuffed up like I am right now. They're gonna turn me around and say, "Hey, come back when you feel better." So it doesn't make sense to be able to go to these appointments right now, anyways. Been trying to keep up with everything that I possibly can with physical therapy. Been doing my stretches and stuff like that, even though I probably have not been doing them to the best of my ability. Did come to the resolution that unfortunately I need to get out there and I need to walk a lot more and I need to do all types of other things. And I have friends that are actually going to get out there and walk with me a lot more now that the weather's getting a little bit better. And everything else that I need to do because unfortunately I have ballooned up. I might not look like it even from here, but I am now, God, this is going to be so embarrassing to say on camera. It really is. Pre MS, pre TBI, pre disability, I was like 250 pounds. And for being 6'4", that's perfectly fine. Like I was fit, very fit. I weighed myself last week, and I weighed myself a couple times since then. I'm a little bit under it now. Um, I weighed myself last week, and I topped out at 352 pounds. And while it doesn't look that way, 6'4" hides a lot of weight, by the way. It's still not good to have on me. And I can't get out there and do like just the weights or even just doing push-ups and sit-ups and stuff like that because what I'm going to do is if I build muscle weighs more than fat. So even though I will end up losing weight gradually because that muscle will convert or that fat will convert into muscle, as I lose that fat, I will not lose as much as if I just work on cardio and burning fat specifically. So the things that I've been working on with like my counselors and my case managers and stuff like that is we've been talking about I need to burn some fat, I need to drop some weight, and then start getting into the strength training exercises and stuff to be able to convert into muscle. That way I can get back below 3, kind of level out in that like 260 range. Basically, I want to lose about 100 pounds. Um, Luckily, summer's incoming, which is a massive help because if I get out there and walk and I sweat quite a bit and I kind of push myself a little bit, that's more calories that burn, which means more fat that gets burned, which means it's going to help me do those things. A friend of mine is going to kind of help me out with like different like meal plans that she uses and stuff like that, which are going to be more based around like frozen vegetables and proteins and stuff like that to be able to try to help out, to be able to try to level things off quite a bit because unfortunately, especially with my type of budget, and what's readily available to me, unfortunately, it tends to be a lot of pastas and starches and stuff like that, and it really kind of hits hard. I think it would make a massive difference if I was intaking a lot more protein than a lot of those other things as well. Um, Same friend, by the way, took me out because I don't know if you guys knew, but uh, what is today? Is the 27th. So last Monday was my birthday. Not the 25th, the 18th. So not this Monday, but the last Monday before that was my birthday. I turned 39 years. I'm a year away from 40, which is terrifying. But at the same time, this week, because I was still feeling under the weather and I'm getting a little bit better, my friend took me out a couple days ago to a place called the Canadian Hawker, and I had a Reuben, and we sat and talked for a long time. I had the first drink that I've had in 4 years, and I don't worry about that. I don't have a problem with drinking. Never did. I was a bar manager for years. I was a bartender for years. I was the type that would get Red Bulls or like monster drinks or something like that after bar to be able to wake me up for the drive home because I was never taking that risk. And I was like, it's the first time that I've been out in a long time. Especially the process and anxiety and nerves hit me, and anxiety and nerves are never something that ever hits me. Like you guys have heard me speak on camera, you guys have heard me speak and like converse on streams and stuff like that. I don't get flustered when it comes to being in front of a camera or being in front of people, and I've been in front of thousands of people doing like MCs or doing like concert events and stuff like that. These things do not get me flustered. The idea of going out, getting out of the apartment for the first time in like years to be able to do something of a social variety had me so anxious. I had to stop myself multiple times from texting my friend back and saying, no, don't pick me up. I have never had that level of social anxiety before. And it's crazy because, as I said multiple times, before this disability, before MS, before the TBI, before every of that other stuff, I thought I knew what anxiety was. I thought I knew what depression was. And then all this stuff happened, and then the pandemic hit and everything else. And then I went, oh, was I so wrong? Because being isolated for months, over a year, 9 months in a hotel room while we figured out exactly what the situation was with the disability and where I was going to move and stuff like that. That was depression. Me not getting out of bed for 4 days was depression. It was, and then this anxiety in here. Luckily, the depression thing it is a very rare thing. Honestly, the only time that I truly feel horribly depressed is when something that I expected to be there goes away. Like, honestly, I did feel very struck today when I found out that Walk MS was being canceled. That did hit me. But usually it's when my daughter goes home. When she's been down here for like a week to be able to visit or something like that, and when she has to go home, and I know that I won't be able to see her until her next school break or something like that. Yeah, that's when depression hits hard. But now then you figure in this anxiety thing. Oof, was that tough. So I said, I need something to be able to help calm my nerves. My friend was having a glass of wine already. I said, you know what? Give me a Jameson ginger ale. They poured it strong enough. I literally sat there nursing it, and we sat there and had a good conversation for 2.5 to 3 hours. And honestly, it was awesome. it was awesome just to be able to get out and have that face to face, that conversation. We BS'd about so many things that were just randomized. Like, there's a reason I'm called random. Well, I can talk about anything, and my friends and I can talk about anything, and that's honestly incredibly, incredibly great. Um, but yeah, not only did I not had a drink in 4 years, I also realized I hadn't had a rumen in 4 years. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I do not like Thousand Island dressing. I do not like sauerkraut. I know both those things are incredibly weird for someone who lives in Minnesota. But when it comes to them being on a Reuben, fantastic. Together, and I think it's because I'm Irish, and anything corned beef is God's food. Let's face it. It's amazing. It's amazing. All right. So if you guys would like to be able to hear anything else, any other stories or anything like that, please let me know down in the comments. I am going to end this one here, though. Thanks for listening, and thanks for, showing you guys care. Really, really, really does mean the world to me. If you guys would like to see me live over on Twitch, it's twitch.tv/Random Planet. Play a lot of different games over there. A variety. Kind of on a Project Zomboid kick right now, which is survival, like a zombie survival and crafting. It's kind of a different style and stuff like that. But once again, that is twitch.tv/Random Planet. As always, peeps, during the tough times, please remember you, your friends, your family, and your loved ones. Stay safe out there and realize you're not alone. You're not alone. If you are going through something difficult, if you are going through a process that you need someone to talk to, feel free to reach out. Because the fact is, you are not alone. All right, we will see you guys again in the next My Life with MS update. Bye-bye for now.